This show is proudly brought to you by the #Me Network. And now, #Radio NZ.
/./////////com.
Welcome to #Radio. I'm Fid McAwesome.
I'm Chris McAwesome.
And I'm V8 Maddie.
And on this week's Uncultured Roundup of everything social media, web, tech and gaming,
We have
some stuff. We've got some gaming news.
We've got some controversy to do with Vodafone.
Yes.
And while we're on gaming, we've also got an awesome interview this week, a big one.
While we're on gaming, were we on gaming?
We were.
Okay.
We mentioned we got gaming news.
We mentioned there was gaming
We
news.
failed to mention that during the gaming news, we've got a big interview.
We have.
We've sort of been building up to it for the last few months.
Are we going to say what it is?
Yes, we've got Larry Hryb, Xbox Live's MajorNelson.
That's right.
Yeah.
We do. We talk to the man himself, Big Lazar.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we've got the first half of that interview on today's show.
Fantastic. But as we do every week, leading your #news tonight, Carice McAwesome.
And now the news with Carice McAwesome.
It's really quick news.
Okay, Apple is attempting to cut back on greenhouse emissions by addressing its manufacturing partners' carbon emissions as its own rising water emissions. Already the company has slashed its own carbon footprint by 31% despite its rising power consumption. However, it's blaming the majority of its actual footprint on its manufacturers that are mainly based in Asian countries.
And who don't care.
Yeah.
So they're having an omission.
Yeah.
You said omission a lot at the start of the I got lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to admit I got lost.
I kind of tuned out. Sorry. I'm back now.
Yeah. So they are cutting back their emissions
Yes.
and blaming the fact that they can't cut back anymore on...
Foxconn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Typical.
Despite the fact that it's cut back its carbon emissions, it's actually consuming more power, which has risen by nearly half.
But they get their power from nuclear plants over there, don't they?
And that's clean and...
That's nice, clean, renewable energy.
Yeah.
Well, they don't actually.
Oh, okay, they don't.
No. Normal water, they're consuming actually a large
No, are we talking about
portion of
China
water.
or America?
America.
Yeah, but I think China are on nuclear, aren't they?
Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, when I hear that they're producing stuff, I automatically flick to China with a room full of small children being beaten.
Pretty much.
Mm.
Oh, no, but...
Under lights powered by nuclear energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Apple manufacturer, Foxconn, that's the one where people commit suicide by jumping out the windows.
Yeah.
They actually have guards on the floors of each floor
Stop them from jumping out
to
the
prevent
windows.
them from jumping. If you actually go near, they'll tackle you
Yeah.
to stop you from running
And that
off the window.
concludes this week's Apple bashing segment.
Yes.
Oh, that wasn't Apple bashing. That's
Let's wait for the lawsuits to roll in after that one hits the airwaves.
Oh, no lawsuit. That's actually an actual fact. If you go to Foxconn.
Okay, an actual
Quite-
fact.
yeah.
Have you been?
No.
No. So it's a little bit of hearsay.
No.
No, oh, it's actual because
Yeah.
you've seen it.
The internet
No.
told us. It must be true.
No. No, it's actually a widely newsly reported fact.
Yeah, I can remember
Okay.
when it
That
was
Foxconn.
reported.
Yeah.
Everything widely reported as a fact. Moving on.
Right, that doesn't make my news come into question. Okay, last week I mentioned the chip maker and battery maker whole investment boom.
Yes.
Okay, well, IBM is currently investing $3 billion into chip research and development.
I'm glad I bought those IBM shares last week
Yeah, this is-
after your advice.
Well, is it salt and vinegar? Because I don't like salt and vinegar.
No, I don't like salt and vinegar.
no. But it's also the wrong kind of chips.
Crisper chicken.
This is because their hardware sales are actually dropping. Surprise, surprise.
Of IBM's.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
well,
they're
they
gonna-
don't really make anything anymore.
Yeah,
do
they sold off their laptop business to Lenovo.
they? Yeah, they went to Lenovo.
Hmm.
They didn't really do anything else.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on, Microsoft has dropped its lawsuit against VitalWorks. You actually might remember this. This is a lawsuit that's been going on for a couple of years now.
Well, refresh our memories.
Do you remember when Microsoft started saying that there were certain companies, certain web servers, that were allowing cyber criminals to access their server or their services to send out malware?
Malware.
Yeah. And infections and Trojans
I
and
can't remember the article.
all of this kind of stuff. It wasn't an article, it was a discussion we had.
I can't remember the discussion.
And how Microsoft had jumped on board, gone to the US court and said, we'll stop it, and started shutting people down.
Oh, okay.
And this is quite a while ago.
Yes.
Well, one of those companies was VitalWorks. And this week, Microsoft had confirmed that the outages that VitalWorks users were suffering wasn't because of criminal activity. It was actually legit technical issues. And they had to apologise.
Yes, I've seen this apology, yes.
Yeah, they had to apologise to VitalWorks because of it.
Yeah. So they'd been pointing the finger at baddies,
Yeah.
and they've now had to turn around and go, well, actually, it was just us.
Yeah.
We screwed up, and
Whoops.
it wasn't the baddies at all.
Yeah, VitalWorks is not happy because it's completely damaged their reputation. They've lost customers. So I'd expect they're not going to have a counter lawsuit because they managed to settle.
Yeah, so I imagine that settlement was...
I love those settle out of court jobs. Those are great.
Zygner is adding a new person to their board.
What's Zygner?
Zygner?
I was just about to say, I've never known how to pronounce that word.
I always went with Zinger.
Zinger?
Yeah, that sounds easier.
Isn't it Z-Y-G-N-A?
Yeah.
So it's like
Z-Y-G-N-A. Zygner.
Yeah, but G-N-A-T is not. Maybe
Zignat.
it's a silent G.
Zygner?
Zinner. Anyway.
They've got a new
Well, we could talk
person on
for
their
hours
board who is the former US Defense of Advanced Research Products Agency Director and is currently the President of Engineering at Google.
Ooh, I want a job description like that.
Yeah, I know, pretty cool. They've just announced him because a couple of weeks ago, Zygner lost LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman and DreamWorks animation CEO Jeffrey.
They
lost them.
They're in a lot of trouble though.
They stepped down from the company.
The company is in a lot of financial strife though because they've lost massive amounts of revenue in the last 12 months.
And if you don't know who Zygner is, they are best known for their most annoying game on Facebook ever, Farmville.
One of many. They've had a lot of big games.
Yeah, and staying on social media, there is a new craze currently going around called the Ice Challenge.
I don't like the Ice Challenge.
It's stupid.
So you've seen it?
I've lived in fear for the last week for my name to come up in one of these.
Yeah, so if you don't know what the Ice Challenge is, it is when you have buckets of ice cold water dumped over you.
With your feet in a bucket as well?
Yeah, to catch the water that's being dropped on top of you, and then that bucket that you're sitting in or standing in, whatever, is then used to dump on you as well.
Yeah.
And this is
You've missed a step, and then you're supposed to drink a can or bottle of alcohol.
No.
Well, that was the original.
Is it? Because apparently not.
Well, all the ones I've seen has been that.
See, the ones I've seen are not a half
All
and
the
half.
ones I've seen, they've had a drink as well of some sort.
Yeah.
See, mine has just been water or no drinking afterwards. But anyway, it's this one. Oh, so I just got nominated for it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Don't do it, silly.
I'm totally going to do it. It's for the Waikato Bay of Plenty Cancer Society.
So are they encouraging it?
Yeah, just discouraging you from drinking the alcohol.
Which you allege wasn't a part of it anyway.
No, I didn't allege that. I said most of the ones I've seen don't have it in anyway.
You allege.
See, if anybody, and what is it? If you don't do it within 24 hours, you're supposed to donate $100 to said charity.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be a real dick here, and if anyone nominates me, I'm not doing it, and I'm not donating money.
Why?
Because I hate these things. They're stupid.
Why?
It's like this is like the new version of Nick Nominate.
Yeah, but for a
it's
cancer.
just
And it was
another
just
one
as
of
stupid.
these Justin Bieber pictures where if you like to say that he's an idiot or share to say that you love him or whatever, it's the same as that rubbish. I'm not doing that
I
either.
don't compare it to that at all. You're raising awareness for a charity, and you're being challenged to donate.
I think it's a terrible way of raising the profile for a charity.
I think it's fantastic. It's spread like within a week. It's gone international, gone on news. Now tell me, on what normal campaign would that ever happen that wouldn't cost a charity money?
Weren't you saying that the Heart Foundation have come out against this?
Well, I wouldn't say against it, but I think they had a very similar one, which was their Heart Stopper thing, which was also an ice water challenge, basically.
Or so they're just saying, hey, we did that first.
Yeah, well, they're saying, well, it's not a new idea.
Yeah.
No, most ideas aren't. But I think it's a better craze than saying planking, which was for nothing.
Or
Or-
Batmaning, which was just awesome.
Yeah, but, I mean, you could have attached a charity to any of those crazes that went viral online.
Yeah. So I actually am going to support this craze for the mere fact that there is something attached to it.
And
Yeah.
so you've got 24 hours to do it, and this video will be up on #me's YouTube account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
White-
going to nominate
white
you, Fid,
t-shirt, then
because
Carice
I'm not going
thinks.
to do it.
I'm not going to nominate Fid because it'll be my $100 I'll be spending.
Yeah. When I don't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to nominate me and I'll ignore it. If I'm going to donate to a charity, I'll donate to a
That's
charity.
okay. I'll
Yeah.
stand up. I'll represent hashtag.
Right
You
on.
do that.
Yeah.
You have my fullish support.
Carice
Yeah.
McAwesome's actions are in no way endorsed by hashtag.
Must
And
be
that's
time
the
for-
news.
Yeah, must be time for our first track.
Our first track, we're going to listen to Seasons by Future Islands. So here it is. You're on hashtag.
Seasons change, and I tried hard
Kia, welcome back to Hashtag Radio. And we've got tech next.
Yeah, tech news. Vodafone.
Yeah, Vodafone. They were pretty awesome. Or are they? Because there was a massive breach. A real massive breach. And it was something really simple. So a guy bought a new cell phone.
Yes.
And
From Vodafone?
From Vodafone. And of course it comes with a new SIM card.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to set it up all online, as you do. And he used the password and username that you get given. The first thing that you get given to be able to access your account.
Okay, yeah.
The generic account. And accidentally pulled up somebody else's details.
Ooh.
And this is when he discovered that the generic username and password was actually the master username and password. And he could access anybody's account.
So by accessing it, could he do anything other than view their information?
Yeah, he can edit, grab their credit card details, so everything that you could do online, your online Vodafone account.
Ooh. He could give himself a whole lot of data and stuff and not have to pay for it.
But what he did was the right thing and rang Vodafone, who for 3 hours put him on hold and went through various technicians who didn't actually believe him. Then he rang them up the next day to say, look, this is still happening.
Yeah.
And they still hadn't done anything. So on Wednesday, the newspapers got hold of him, the media.
What he should have done was access the boss of Vodafone's account.
Yeah.
And
I think he actually
started spending his money.
Yeah, it's something to do with when you enter in your number. So you'd have to know their number.
Yeah. That wouldn't be hard.
Probably
Google
find it online.
Yeah.
So anyway, the people who, so the newspaper, the media people, got hold of Vodafone. Vodafone turned around and said that they hadn't received any information in regards to breach, anything like that. And then they got a call back the next day saying, oh, yes, no, we're working on it. Currently still not fixed.
True.
And he has since sold the information about how to hack into these accounts to New Zealand's #1 tabloid website, stuff.co.nz.
Far out.
So
Vodafone, eh?
Yeah, and so I think they might be taking it seriously, and they have announced that they are fixing a certain breach, but are they really, or are they just going to wait until he gets annoyed and starts?
Yeah.
What he should have done is the same thing as what that hacker did with Facebook. Remember last year that hacker found that glitch with Facebook and he reported it and they basically said
Fobbed
no.
him off, said no, whatever.
So he hacked into Zuckdog's personal account.
Yeah, which is what I was saying you should have done with the boss of Vodafone.
Yeah.
Yeah, go buy yourself a new car on his expense and he'll see that turn up on his Vodafone bill and go, what the...
Yeah.
What amazes me, though, is how obnoxious companies are getting in regards to their own software. You'd think when somebody reports a breach that you would actually investigate it.
Yeah.
Because not that many people are actually going to tell you, hey, look, there's a problem.
Well, surely it would have only taken 5 minutes to try that method and see if it worked.
Yeah. You'd think their own technicians would be able to give it a go and know what they were doing.
Yeah.
If anyone can get into their system, surely they can.
Yeah.
One would hope.
The fact that they just seem to be ignoring this kind of stuff makes me wonder how secure is any of my online kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm not with Vodafone for any of my services, so that makes me feel better.
I had a very public breakup with Vodafone about 2 years ago. On Twitter, we broke up.
They're still hurting over that, I'm sure.
They are, definitely.
Yeah.
Just another small piece of news on New Zealand telcos. Just today, Slingshot announced that they are now going to be accepting payments of your internet bill via Bitcoin.
Oh, how do you get
Really?
Bitcoins anyway?
You got to mine them.
What does that mean,
You
mining
can either
Bitcoins?
mine or pay.
Yeah, I don't 100% know how to mine them, but it's becoming quite popular. People,
It's a
Is it
software
something
process.
to do with sharing your
I think so.
Yeah.
your processing power and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people with big supercomputers and stuff are using them. Yeah, so there you go. You've got a
You could make
big,
some
huge-
Bitcoin.
I should look into this.
Yeah.
Off your big processor.
See, what you could,
Wink, wink.
what you could do is get, like, if you had an unlimited UFB account while you're at work, you could just have that bad boy making you some money.
True.
There you go. look into that.
We need someone to give us some free internet data
So we can convert that into some hashtag coin.
so I could just snap my fingers and have super fast broadband, unlimited.
Oh, talking about that.
Talking about what?
Data.
Okay, yeah.
Data and super broadband.
Yeah.
See where I'm going?
No.
4G.
Oh, 4G. Yeah,
Now we see, now that you've explained it completely.
Yeah. 4G has been launched in Auckland by 2 degrees.
2 degrees.
Mm.
So bits of Auckland now get 4G network available through 2 degrees as well as a couple of other companies.
Yeah.
I think it's to make up for the fact that Auckland can't get fast broadband.
Yeah.
Ultra
So
fast.
we at first were like, yeah, only Auckland's getting it. But after thinking about it a bit further, you have your mobile broadband because we've got UFB.
We do. And we're getting super duper fast UFB.
Yeah.
That's meant to be kicking off this month, isn't it?
Yeah. 1 gigabit connections.
So giganeers.
As long as you live in the right areas, which is like Hamilton, Tauranga, Te Aomuru, Hawara, New Plymouth, Wanganui,
Cambridge,
and I think there's another couple of places.
Yeah. The
So
the
not
ones
even
in between.
Wellington.
No, not even Wellington.
No, just the central North Island.
Basically, it's anybody who lives in a town that is serviced by ultra-fast fibre.
Ultra fast fibre.
Yeah. UFF.
FF.
Yeah. There's an article on #me.co.nz about that.
Oh, yeah, check that out
Yeah.
at #me.co.nz. What else do we have in the tech news?
Tech news. Samsung are going to launch the Gear VR virtual reality headset.
Oh.
Is this a 3D kind of like...
Virtual reality would...
Like Oculus Rift
Yeah.
or Project Morpheus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morpheus.
Like that, but
That
very
does sound
much...
cool, eh?
but-
Project Morpheus.
It's very scaled down what Samsung are doing. You remember at Google I.O. a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
At the end of the conference, they handed out this cardboard kit, which you could pop out bits of cardboard, bend it all up, and it would form a thing that you could put your Google Android cell phone into and turn it into an virtual reality system.
I don't see how that makes it virtual reality as
Nah.
such as that it's just a thing that you stick your head in to look at your phone.
Well,
Yeah, like pretty much that's
what
what I'm
Samsung
thinking.
have done is they've taken that concept, made it plastic.
I can do the
Because
same
that's
thing
what
by
Android is.
holding my phone and going under the blankets.
You could do. Well, what they're doing is they're going to have the external camera is going to be able to face out, so you could do augmented reality with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's going to have a touch panel on the side of the thing, so you touch the side of your headset
Yeah.
instead of touching on the touch screen.
So is this a response to Google Glass then?
Well, no, because Google are fully supporting this, so I don't think it's a response as such as...
An adaptation?
I think it's more an adaptation
So this is going to be like the poor man's Google Glass.
Well, Google Glass isn't virtual reality.
No.
No,
This
but it
is
could
just
be.
a heads-up display.
Yeah. This is more a poor man's version of Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
I was excited and now I'm not.
Well, I think it's exciting that you're going to be able to get VR at an affordable price by doing this.
By using your phone in a
Yeah.
cardboard box.
Well, you think about like cell phones now are like super HD and stuff. So
but the cardboard ones they gave out was just a demo.
yeah, it was just a toy.
It was
gimmick.
just this is what it'll kind of look like.
Yeah, if somebody
But we'll
did
actually
this.
make a proper one that does
Well, I don't
stuff.
Well, they never made any announcement at I.O. that this was going to be a thing. It was just sort of a
It was a teaser.
gimmick that they did at the end of it.
So it's not happening. So it's not real. So what
But
are we
no.
talking about?
Samsung have taken that idea and actually developed it into something.
Oh, okay. All right.
And Google does work very closely with Samsung.
Yeah, they do.
So it would have been a hint as to what was coming.
Yeah, I just don't think anyone expected
nod.
it to be happening this soon. Microsoft releasing the Kinect bar, or the Kinect 2, for Windows.
Kinect 2.0.
Yeah.
So
So not
the
for
Flash new
Xbox One.
the Flash new Kinect that comes with the Xbox
Yeah.
One
Oh, okay.
is being released as
For Windows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Microsoft, they have a little bit of computer knowledge as well.
Yeah.
So you could already buy the old Kinect. They did a Windows version of the old Kinect, and now they've done the new...
That was more of a response to people hacking the Xbox version, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've got my old Xbox 360 one running through my computer for a Skype camera, basically.
So is that what you'll use it? What they're hoping that you'll use it for?
No, what they're releasing it this month is only to developers, and it'll come with a SDK developers kit.
Oh, okay.
So they're hoping people are going to be able to develop it to do all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you can use it...
to scan people for 3D printers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and motion and voice control for your PC.
Oh. Motion's pretty cool.
Stand there and wave at it instead of mousing.
Yeah. They also said to make the transition to the new Kinect a bit easier, the Microsoft Virtual Academy is also offering a free online seminar for developers interested in learning how to build apps using the new SDK for the Kinect 2.0.
And I believe that's being released on the 15th, which is only a couple of days away.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then it'll be released to the public in a couple of months' time.
Yeah, once the clever people have had a play with it first.
And made something out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
What they are saying, though, about this is it's just a further step of separating the Kinect from the Xbox. The first step was saying, well, you can now use the Xbox One without a Kinect. You don't need it.
Yeah.
And by the Kinect almost having its own team and being sold as its own product, it's separating the two further.
Well, they already did that. I mean, with the 360 Kinect anyway, you could buy a Windows version, which was set up with different firmware and stuff to run on your PC anyhow. So,
and the other bit of tech news I've personally got sitting there is that the Apple iWatch rumours seem to be heating up again.
The Apple iWatch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're not far away now from the iPhone 6. There's lots of rumours going around of a 5.5-inch screen.
I saw one of those screens today being scratch tested online.
Yeah, their new,
allegedly.
Their new screen material that is scratch-proof, shatter-proof. It can bend.
Proof.
You can stand on it and twist it and put it on the front of the space shuttle and re-enter Earth's orbit with it. But we don't know. We don't know if that's real or not.
Yeah.
So
it's alleged at the moment, but it does look like an impressive bit of tech. But yeah, the specs they're saying for the iWatch at the moment is just going to be packed full of sensors, of course. So it's going to be able to speak to newly announced eye health or whatever it is that's on the new iOS.
Yep.
The teased images of it, basically it looks like a small iPhone bent into a watch shape.
It looks like an iPod Nano with a curve.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
that's exactly what it looks
But in
like.
saying that, it's got the hard edges like the iPhone.
Yeah.
Whereas the Nano's very curvy.
It looks a bit thick.
Yeah.
Is Apple promoting bad spelling by putting the letter I in front of everything?
Oh, I don't know.
They weren't the first to do it.
Oh, I think they could be.
They weren't the first to do the small I. If you remember a few years ago.
But they're the innovators. They must
they're
have
not.
done it first.
The I innovators?
The innovators.
No, Compaq released a handheld computer before the iPad and everything was out, and it was called the iPac.
iPac.
It was too.
And it had a small eye.
Is there anything that Apple have actually done
It was a
first?
handheld full-colour
I'm beginning
computer.
to question that too. I actually did think that Apple were the first ones to put a small letter in front of everything.
Well, there was one other company
name.
who was the first who did it before Apple as well, and that was Nintendo. And they released a console in China under the name small I, big Q, UE. So there's two companies that did it.
You and your random consoles only available in China. Who cares? Jeez. What about eBay?
Whoa.
Wonder if Apple have tried to copyright all lowercase letters just in case they want to use another one.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
See more Apple bashing.
I was just about to say, and that concludes our second Apple bashing segment for today.
Ding ding, round 2.
Anyway, we got any more tech news?
No, it's time for a break.
And you've got a song for us, Grace.
Yes, it's Ed Sheeran.
You're on hashtag. Brought to you
Stop
by...
being such socks. Ed Sheeran is awesome.
He is. He's my favourite ginger from another mother.
Hey, you're my favourite ginger.
Yay! But we'll listen to Ed Sheeran anyway because I haven't got an album out yet.
Okay. Yeah.
She said, don't you worry if I disappear. I told her I'm not really looking for another mistake. I called an old friend thinking that the trouble would wait, but then I jumped right in. A week later returned. I reckon she was only looking for a lover to burn, but I gave her my time for 2 or 3 nights. Then I put it on pause until the moment was right. I went away 4 months until our paths crossed again. She told me I was never looking for a friend. Maybe you could swing by my room around 10. Baby, bring the lemon and a bottle of gin. We'll be in between the sheets till the late a.m. Baby, if you wanted me, then you should have just said she's singing. Don't win my love. That heart is so cold, all over my own. I don't wanna know that, babe. Don't win my love. I told her she knows. Take aim and reload. I don't wanna know that, babe. And for a couple weeks I only wanna see her. We drink away the days with a takeaway pizza. Before a text message was the only way to reach her. Now she's staying at my place and loves the way I treat her. Singing out Aretha all over the track like a feature. And never wants to sleep, I guess that I don't want to either. But me and her, we make money the same way. 4 cities, 2 planes the same day. And those shows have never been what it's about, but maybe we'll go together and just figure it out. I'd rather put on a film with you and sit on the couch, but we should get on a plane or we'll be missing it now. Wish I'd have written it down, the way that things played out. When she was kissing him, how I was confused about. Now she should figure it out while I'm sat here singing. Don't win my love. That heart is so cold, all over my own. I don't wanna know that, babe. Don't win my love. I told her she knows. Take aim and reload. I don't wanna know that, babe. On my hotel door, I don't even know if she knows what for. She was crying on my shoulder. I already told you, trust and respect is what we do this for. I never intended to be next, but you didn't need to take him to bed, that's all. And I never saw him as a threat until you disappeared with him to have sex, of course. It's not like we were both on tour. We were staying at the same hotel floor. And I wasn't looking for a promise or commitment, but it was never just fun and I thought you were different. This is not the way you realize what you wanted. It's a bit too much too late if I'm honest. And all this time, God knows I'm singing. Don't win my love. That heart is so cold, all over my own. I don't wanna know that, babe. Don't win my love. I told her she knows. Take aim and reload. I don't wanna know that, babe. Don't win my love. That heart is so cold, all over my own. I don't wanna know that, babe. Don't win my love. I told her she knows. Take aim and reload. I don't wanna know that, babe.
Hashtag radio instead.
Welcome back to Hashtag Radio, and that was Ron Weasley.
What's not?
Weasley.
Yeah.
With one of the big songs from his epic album, Songs for Hermione.
You
Yeah.
are so mean.
I'm not the
Well-
biggest Ed Sheeran fan. Most of his songs are
How could
depressing.
you? No, they're not.
He sang a song about a dead baby.
That's one. That doesn't make all of his songs depressing.
I don't
It
know.
makes one
sort of
sad song.
brought down the rest of the album.
It does kind of tarnish them somewhat.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hopefully some people out there enjoyed that song anyway.
yeah.
They totally did.
We'll see if we get any hate tweets for that. Anyway, gaming news.
Gaming news.
Been a big week for us.
It has. We caught up, what was it, last Sunday,
Yeah.
with MajorNelson,
Took some time out for us.
Microsoft's buddy.
Yeah.
The Major Nelson.
The Major Nelson.
Yeah.
So Larry Hryb himself,
Yeah.
the big man from Xbox.
Did you ask him the question I had about how he got his title?
No, we didn't actually ask him how he got his name, Major Nelson. But the
I think it's common knowledge now.
The story
But
goes that he asked his TiVo and it recommended it.
What about what his actual title is in the company?
Yes, we did.
We did.
Oh.
Let's find out more.
Hashtag Radio NZ.
Welcome along to Hashtag Radio, Larry Hryb.
Hello there. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm very excited to be here.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you. We've dreamt of this moment for some time.
Well, hopefully it will live up to your dreams and expectations.
So first of all, what exactly is your role, your title, or your position with Xbox?
So the answer is pretty simple. If you were to look me up in the internal Microsoft directory of, I think we've got like 120,000 people, my title is Major Nelson. I am the only one at the company to have that title.
How long have you been with Microsoft or Xbox as such?
Well, I started with Microsoft in January of 2001, and I moved over. I was working on some other unreleased products, and then I moved over to Xbox in late 2003. I believe it was December of 2003. And when I moved over there, we were in the process of very much planning Xbox 360 launch and tuning up Xbox Live. So it was a very, very busy time.
So at that stage, were you the online celebrity that you are now, or has that just come through with the Xbox brand?
I think it came through with the Xbox brand. I mean, really, what I did, my whole goal was to open a communication path with the community from the product team, the Xbox team that I worked on. You know, I didn't go online and say, "Oh, I really want to be a star." I have no desire to do that. My desire was really just to make our products better and engage in a conversation with the Xbox community.
Cool. So, with regards to the online community, do you find that social media is a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to the promotion of the new games and the consoles?
Look, at the end of the day, social media is just another tool. I mean, as I said, I started in the business when there was no social media, when nobody knew what that was, when Facebook was just starting, Twitter hadn't even launched yet, YouTube was way, 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 way in its infancy. So I've certainly grown up with this concept of social media, and it certainly can be a good thing or bad thing. You have to, you can take the good and the bad out of it. Anytime you can have a conversation with the community and sometimes in real time and get unfiltered feedback, I think that's extraordinary.
So the trolls and things online, you enjoy the interaction we get from those?
Well, I'll just say this. I've been online, and this is probably going to blow some of your listeners away, but I've been online since about 1986. So
wow.
The concept of trolls is not new to me. That has been around for a very, very long time. So I mean, it's sometimes people decide that's the way they want to define themselves online, and their personality is to be negative all the time, and that's what they want to do. And okay, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But I think at the end of the day, it speaks more about the individuals than about anything else.
Cool. Now with features of the Xbox Live services.
Yeah.
We are always a wee bit behind the times here in New Zealand. I'm not sure entirely why, and I was hoping you may be able to give us a bit more insight as to why the full features, such as the voice commands for Kinect and things, aren't made available straight away worldwide.
Well, so we're going to talk Kinect. We're going to talk Xbox Live because I guess since you ended up with Kinect, I'll start with that. So Kinect is it's a very sophisticated project with voice, and making voice work with different dialects is very, very, very challenging. So the team is really they're focused on launching it in as many regions as possible. So it's not that you're not important. It's just that on the priorities of things, we know we need to get to that.
When can we expect to see more new features? Do you have more things in development? Is there anything you can talk about with regards to new features coming to Xbox Live?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we've got if you step back and we look at what we did with Xbox 360. where we were releasing major features every 6 months or so. Twice a year is kind of what the cadence that we got. And with Xbox One, because of the architecture of the console, we decided to change that. Now we're doing them monthly. So I think as all of your listeners know, anyone that has an Xbox One, they've seen the product change in just the past 6 months alone, every single month. So we're going to continue to really, do what the fans want us to do, and that's why we put up a brand new site at E3. We announced it, feedback.xbox.com. I encourage anyone to go over there, take a look at some of the features that the fans are requesting. If you don't see one, well, why don't you submit it yourself?
Fantastic. With gaming, do you have a favorite game of all time?
I get asked that question frequently, and probably the original Halo is one that stands out for me on a couple of reasons. It was the first first-person shooter for console that was done very well. And I remember when I played it, I was joining the team a few years later, so I hadn't been directly in the industry yet. And I remember having these Covenant nightmares. And I remember I told my wife about that. And it just was this weird, because something happened with that game where it got into my psyche. And I really, really, really remember that. And that's a defining moment for me is playing that original Halo.
And what are you playing at the moment? What's spending most of your time with?
I just finished up Watch Dogs, the main campaign, and now I'm kind of going back and cleaning up some of the objectives, some of the side missions. So I'm really very much enjoying that.
Just for the listeners out there, where can they find your podcast?
Absolutely. You can find it at MajorNelson.com, and it usually goes up once a week. I've got a little bit of a crew that we do it. We try to do it once a week, or as close as we can get to it.
And where can people find you online?
Absolutely. You can find me twitter.com/@MajorNelson, all one word, and again in my blog at MajorNelson.com.
Awesome. Thanks heaps for your time with coming on both #radio and #me. It's been an honor, and I know you're a very busy man.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out and giving me some time and spending it with you guys. It's been a pleasure. New Zealand is one of my favorite parts of the world. I need to get down there. I've been to Australia, but unfortunately I haven't been over to New Zealand. I hear wonderful things about you, and hopefully I can come down and see you in person someday.
Yeah, definitely. If you ever do come down, we'd love to have you on our show in person.
Well, I would absolutely take you up on that. Thank you so much.
#Radio NZ.
You're back with Hashtag, and before the break we were chatting to Larry Hryb from Microsoft, Xbox Live's Major Nelson.
Yes, we were. I do apologise if I sounded a bit twatty, because I was a little bit starstruck, kind of.
You were nervous before we even hit record, or before we even accepted the Skype call.
I know.
Don't worry that you sound twatty, because so did Fid.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. But I generally do.
Yeah.
Now I know how you feel all the time, Fid.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. But, awesome hearing all about the Xbox One stuff from the man himself.
Indeed. And we've got a bit more Xbox One news, because here in good old Aotearoa, we finally have Connect voice commands.
Are you for real?
Hoorah!
It finally came out this week?
It came out this week. It sort of snuck in. It wasn't one of those automatic, hey, you've got an update. I had to actually go into my preferences and go update console.
Okay.
And select it and tell it to update.
So it didn't get the big announcement like...
No. I think because it's a regional update, just to these certain countries that they don't care about.
Or did it? Yeah, I was going to say, do they just slip it in there and say, no, it's always been there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, had you not activated that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's up and running on mine. I can walk into the lounge and go, Xbox on.
Yeah.
And the console turns on.
Yay!
And then your wife can sit down and it can say, hi, Fid.
Hi, Fid. Because you and my wife look so similar. I'm sorry, Jen. No, you don't.
No, but the Xbox seems to think we look the same. She's far prettier than me.
It's confused. Along with the voice controls, moving on, you can now double tap the Xbox button on your controller to access the Snap Center.
Always double tap.
Oh, we love a double tap at hashtag.
So sorry, I forgot. What does it activate?
It activates the Snap Center, so that's how you can snap an app to the side of the screen.
So we're starting to get the snap features now.
Yeah, so the snap features are starting to roll on in. you can also snap your achievements to the side of the screen when you're playing a game. So makes it a bit more interesting to see what achievements you've unlocked, what ones you are working towards, and so on. So not a huge update, but a couple of very important things that we'd been lacking.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the voice control thing's a huge update.
Yeah, so the voice control, you can set your voice country now. So I've set mine to the UK, the English one.
Yeah.
Because it gives you a little bit more than if we set it to just Australia, it doesn't give us all the available options.
Oh. Why?
I don't know. They're still doing silly things with different
Why did you do that?
voices.
Yeah.
It's not fully optimized for every country's voices and accents. So
But
if you
as
go
Larry-
with one of the main ones, if you can do a British accent, go British.
Yeah. I want to be able to walk in one day to the Xbox One and say, "What's up, Shezza?"
Shazza.
Why Shazza?
Because that's what I'd name my Xbox One.
Okay.
So you'd need an Australian accent on yours. You'd need to zone yours as Australia.
Why would it be Australian?
Shazza.
Shezza's
Shezza
New Zealand,
sounds-
yes.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Shazza sounds like someone that would live on Irene's couch.
Or Gaza. Yeah.
One of those troubled teenagers that goes and lives at Irene's.
Or I could.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Home and away reference there.
Irene.
I don't watch that. Never have. Never will. Thanks very much.
So
Moving on.
So the Zombieland reference got through, but the Home and Away one didn't.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But as for Xbox and Major Nelson, you can catch a bit more of Major Nelson on Bits of Awesome with who's that guy?
Evil Card and myself.
And yourself.
Yeah.
And-
We're going to get into talking about the original Xbox and the big Atari dig. Because he was there when they dug up the Atari gravesite.
The ET
Fantastic.
one.
The ET gravesite. So we get into that a bit with him as well.
Oh, so don't miss out on that one. That's available
On
Wednesday. The Bits of Awesome podcast. You can find all the details on #me.co.nz.
Well done.
So you got some PS4 stuff.
PS4. Look, you remember Wind Your Brain back almost an entire year ago, and we pointed out that at E3 last year,
Yes.
after they made the big announcements of the two new consoles,
Yep. The big consoles and what they can do.
yeah, and what they can do, that we sort of pointed out, it looks like Sony has waited, sat back and watched Microsoft's announcement, and
Measured the reaction
and
and
then
tailored theirs
Yeah.
to suit.
Yeah, I do remember.
Well, Sony has, in fact, admitted that they rewrote portions of its E3 2013 presentation after the Microsoft one because of the reaction. They've admitted to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was to the DRM stuff and other bits and pieces that really didn't go down well with the public.
Yeah. So Andrew House from Sony Computer Entertainment at the Develop Conference in Brighton this week, he fully admitted that when a lot of negativity emerged around DRM issues and used games, he fully...
Yeah, because it was exactly the same thing that they were going to do.
Yeah.
And they changed
Well,
their pitch.
they're claiming that, no, they were going to do exactly what they announced, that the plan didn't change, but they rewrote it after the announcement.
Why would you rewrite something
Yeah.
if the plan was
it wouldn't
exactly
need
the
to be
same?
rewritten if it didn't need changing. So,
Yeah. So they were going to release.
yeah, they were. I mean, both companies were going the exact same direction
Yeah.
until Microsoft got the big poopy scoop from everyone, and Sony went, "Ooh, let's not do that."
And do you know what I'd like to know is how many of those who complained and said, "Oh, I'm going to change consoles," actually did? Because I don't think anyone would have.
No.
I don't think PlayStation people who weren't happy with the PlayStation or the PS4 announcements and said, "I'm going to go to Xbox," have actually gone to Xbox. And I don't think vice versa. I don't think Xbox complainers went to
If
PS4.
anything, I'd say that Microsoft loyal stayed with Microsoft, the Sony loyal stayed with Sony, but you do have some people that actually said, well, you know what, I actually like both machines, and they went and bought both machines. Those people are rich, and I envy them.
Yeah, totally.
But I do know of people who went and bought both because they wanted both experiences. And those people were previously either a Sony guy or a Microsoft guy.
I've done both.
What do you mean?
I've been a PlayStation guy.
Yeah, well,
Now I'm an Xbox guy.
I was a Sega guy, and then I became a Sony guy.
Yeah.
And then I jumped to Microsoft after the Kinect was launched.
And I've gone back to
Sony. Yeah.
Not by choice.
Oh, not by choice, but they convinced me.
Yeah.
Convinced
Talking about Sony, though, you know, the Sony PlayStation almost did not happen.
Yeah, I did know that.
At the same event in Brighton, they also admitted that, the PlayStation was almost completely canned because it was dismissed by the people higher up in the company as being just a toy.
Since when have hired people, though?
Since when do people not want toys?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Weird. Some people are weird.
Another thing from Sony. Let's slide into some more gaming here. Evolution Studios have released a couple of peeks at their Drive Club game.
Oh, that looks good, that game.
Which is PS4 exclusive, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
And oddly enough, it's a driving game that's being marketed presently based on the detail of its dynamic weather.
Really?
I was just going on last week about how I liked raindrops and smoke. So
that's right.
And grass.
I mean, people that buy driving games, they aren't really after burning rubber, leather, petrol, smoke. What they care about is that puddles will evaporate as the temperature on track increases.
Well, don't you think, like in the last generation, they got all that right? Like they got the burning rubber and the surface sort of car stuff right, and that now with the new generation,
visually they did with the cars. There's still a fair bit of stuff to be done with physics, with how the cars behave.
That's what I'm saying. In the new generation, they're able to focus on both the physics and those finer details with the scenery and stuff.
Well, that's my biggest concern, though, is that game makers are focusing more on the visual aspects rather than the actual gameplay itself. Like, I'm not saying this is just PS4, I'm saying Xbox as well, because
the next gen.
Yeah, or next gen. Is I'm just worried that it's just all about the graphics and, look, I can make cool rain, but not so much about the actual storyline or the gameplay or the, like you said, the physics of driving.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm interested to see GTA 5 when it comes to the next gen, because they've already focused a lot on the story for the last generation. So now they're able to put all that time into...
I have some gaming news too.
What's that?
I clocked Infamous Second Son on Good Karma.
Yeah?
And I am now currently doing Bad Karma.
So you're being a baddie now.
I'm being bad. Naughty girl.
Yeah. What are you playing at the moment?
Watch Dogs.
Still? Loving it?
Yeah, I just can't find enough time to play games. I'm just struggling, and it pains me that I can't spend all day just playing games because I've got other things on.
I'm trying to get into a first-person shooter for the first time ever.
Which one?
Killzone. I've never been a first-person shooter person. So.
And you're playing that on PS4, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm giving that a nudge. I'm actually giving a good solid nudge too.
Takes a bit to get into those. Once you're got the controls and stuff down pat, and you can just react and stuff, it's much more fun. Same with all the Call of Duty games and things. Yeah. Once you know the buttons and you know what you're doing, and learning maps and stuff as well helps, of course.
Yeah.
But being able to control your character without having to think about it.
Yeah. You can just...
babe, see, he mentioned having to learn maps, and you're not that great a map reader.
Can I hook my GPS up?
Yeah. They all have little maps and stuff.
That'll be sweet.
Pop up. Oh, yeah, okay then.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's gaming news.
Gaming.
And that just about brings us to a close for the show.
Oh, just quickly, Drive Club is due out October 7.
Yeah.
Originally meant to be released last year.
Oh, that's another Sony.
Is this a PS4?
Yeah,
exclusive.
PS4.
Yeah.
It's been
another one.
Delayed.
So they've had another year to get the reflections and the beads of water running down the blades of grass.
Yeah.
Just right. So you can drive past them at 200 kilometres an hour.
Was that one of the games that was pulled from Digital Nations at the last minute?
Yeah,
yes.
It was, yeah.
There was another one as well. The Club? No.
Drive Club.
No, Drive Club was
Crew.
pulled. Watch
there was
Dogs
another-
was pulled.
Crew.
The
That's-
Crew.
That rings a bell.
There was a game that was pulled
Oh, no.
by Ubisoft from demonstration, like at the last minute before they went. The public doors were open for the public.
Yeah.
They were showing it at the media day, but on public day it was gone. Yeah.
Can't remember. But anyway, yes, I digress. We were saying goodbye.
Yeah. Check out all the other podcasts on #me.co.nz, Access Granted, and Bits of Awesome.
Bits of Awesome for some more Major Nelson.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to plug on my own.
Okay.
Tech 60 is going to be on
Oh, yeah, new show.
Citizen TV and YouTube, which is #TV.
So
We're
it's-
bringing Carice back to the big screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our new show online.
Yes.
So Tech 60, check that out. Launches next week.
Next week.
And we'll be announcing the winner of the iPhone wireless charging kit.
Yes, that'll be announced online this week. After the show.
I'm randomly just giving my infamous second son to whoever did
Oh,
the
yes,
thing.
an infamous second son. And we've got more giveaways, so keep an eye on the website.
Yeah, and this week we're giving away, as part of our happy birthday, T-shirts and stuff from Pandora.
Pandora
Oh, nice.
Radio.
This-
Anyway, that's enough of us.
Yep.
Check us out online,
Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook.
and we'll see you next week.
Ka kite.
See you.
#me.co.nz